Hello everybody, this is MKWii and welcome back to another episode of Kevin talking into the microphone for 20 minutes with some 3D modeling in the background, also known as Let's Make a Custom Track for Mario Kart Wii. So this episode is going to be some pretty big, drastic design changes. So I kind of lost inspiration to work on this track, and I just decided to scale it down a lot, or at the very least remove some of the parts from the track. So as you can see, I'm gonna take this area with the houses and the beginning section into the cave, and I'm just gonna literally just smush it together. The gigantic boring cave section has been removed, as well as the big downwards cave section, because it makes the track way too long, and in my opinion I don't really like very long tracks. So this track's also gonna have a big cannon at some point to get you back to the beginning, basically. But yeah, so here's me trying to actually make these parts fit together. So, you know, since I didn't make them this way, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to to connect them together. Thankfully, they both kind of start with a place where you go in and out of a cave, so I'm just gonna take this cave entrance and remove it entirely and kind of connect them in that way. So in a way it wasn't that difficult, since it looks like, yeah, as you can see, it almost completely it's almost perfect. If I remove the opposite rock cave wall right here, as you can see, it should almost fit perfectly, which is just really cool. There we go. So as you can see, all I need to do now is just fill up that wall that's empty, and line up the track a little bit. That's also a thing, since of course the track parts aren't supposed to be lined up. Let's see, so I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? I think that's what I'm thinking. I don't remember quite how what I did here, but I think I was looking like, how am I gonna finish the track? We'll get to there later, because the track has to be closed, of course. We'll get to that point. So here we go, fixing up the track and trying to basically this episode is going to be me trying to kind of combine the different sections from the track together. There's going to be another section that I'm going to copy paste back into the actual track. I don't know what I'm going to do with the I didn't overwrite the old save, so I have the other parts still there in case I really need them. Or something, if someone wants that. At the end I'll probably release all the files or something. Probably without textures, because the textures are copyrighted by Nintendo probably. So here we go, trying to line up the track by merging the vertices together. And there we go, also creating a new vertice there, and now they line up perfectly. There's a little bit of a texture problem that I'm gonna have to fix, which I will do right now. There we go. And that's that, and then here as well. It's just like you can't, like, if you drive on it, you'll probably not even notice it, but I notice it, so I have to fix that. So here we go, trying to connect the other thing, which is kind of the shortcut area, if you remember. I mean, a lot of you have probably been here and have never even heard of this series before. This is the series where I, well, make a custom track in Blender 3D modeling program. And if you're new, you can probably head over to the top right. If you're interested in watching this series from the beginning, click the top right card in the top right of the screen, and it should bring you to the playlist of the series, if you're interested in that. I think it starts off with me, yeah, okay, so it starts off with me basically speaking like in real time while I'm editing the model, but that just takes so long. Especially when I'm trying to talk. Also, I fixed the texture here so the wall properly blends. That's pretty nice. So now I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? You'll see me copy another piece, which is this cave section. I decided to completely abandon the water slide thing. However, you'll see some of it comes back later, but you'll see. I was talking about the series. Yeah, it started off with me doing things in real time, which was too slow for my liking, and at some point I switched to just speeding it up and having music in the background without any talking. But I think it would be better to, I thought it would be better to actually speak when making it. So I was placing this piece here, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to move it down because otherwise the caves will intersect. So I have to move it down. But now, how do I get to there from there? At like, how do I get there? Since we need to travel quite a bit downwards, how do I do that convincingly? Now, I thought of a water slide. I actually kind of did the same thing earlier in a stream earlier in the series. However, I made the water go up, but instead this time you're going down a waterfall, really steep waterfall, and trick out of that into the mushroom cave section. So it's going to be a waterfall that basically flows along those mushrooms. You'll see it later on. So, like with any part of the road, I'm gonna add a new curve in there. I use the curves to create smooth roads because I cannot model anything manually. Like, I have no idea. Like, if I try to model curves by just extruding over and over and over, it just looks terrible. So just using the curves is a really nice feature. It's basically like this track wouldn't have been possible. So what I decided to do, as you can see, maybe because I'm using what is it called, wireframe mode, so it might be kind of difficult for you guys to see. It makes sense to me when I'm modeling, but it's basically a really steep slope going straight down, and you're basically going to be stuck onto the water there. Think of the beginning of Rainbow Road, or the Warriors Gold Mine beginning section as well, and the same on this track. However, this one isn't that steep. I meant for it to be, but it actually turns out to be less steep than I wanted at the beginning of the stage. So I guess it makes sense for me to do this because I wanted to have a bit of a steep slope going down. So here we go. I have to model this thing, which is going to be just the sand at the bottom, and have a little water layer right above it. And here we go. Water on top. Selecting the texture. There we go. And properly aligning the texture, of course. Here we go. There it is. So there's my waterfall, I guess. And now subdividing it so I can actually go around curves. And then I thought of adding the wall section already, because having to do the walls later on is probably going to be pretty annoying. So I added the walls right here. This texturing that I'm going to do right now is kind of useless because I'm going to overwrite that later on, but yeah, I had a different idea in mind, but it turns out that, you know, well, yeah, sometimes you do stuff, but sometimes you're gonna have to change whatever you did later on, but that's okay. It just takes a bit of time. Here we go. So then there goes the waterfall right down. I thought it was too far away from the mushrooms, I believe. You'll see me in a moment. It's too far away from the mushroom, I think. So what I'm gonna do, what am I doing here? I have no idea what I'm doing here. Alright, so it's too far away from the mushroom, so I'm gonna have to do this so it goes right along the mushroom, which means I need to add another node to the thing, which is kind of annoying to do, but whatever. Here we go. There it goes. And the idea was that there's gonna be some bit of metal grating that's gonna, I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know. What you see here, the metal stuff in the water here, that's kind of the thing that I'm gonna use to be able to like jump out of the waterfall. And it's also gonna be the way of getting onto the waterfall. So here we go. Me having to line this up isn't the easiest thing, and really annoying because the snapping doesn't always work the way you want to. But alright, here we go. And then lining this up, yeah. So the water texture looks bad, but that's because I'm gonna change that anyway, since this whole section is gonna be that little metal stuff. It's not gonna be trickable, instead it's gonna be sticky. So I thought you could duplicate the material, but apparently you can't. So I have to remake that material. And there it goes. And assign that texture, and then properly texture it. There it goes. And scale it properly. Perfect. There we go. So let's see another, like, I just want the textures to look good, and that's just that's just me. There we go. And at this point, I think we're gonna cut to a different part of, actually no, okay, so I'm gonna do this first. Cut to a different part of the day. So I thought of just making a single flat piece, but that's not gonna be too great because it's so flat, and like it's more than it's a smaller than 90-degree angle. It's gonna be really awkward. So instead, I made a smoothish ramp off of there, and the water keeps flowing because this is a metal grating, right? So as you can see, the water can pass through the holes in there. So that's what I imagine it to be like. So there it goes. It makes realistic sense, so the water can keep flowing there. So, and let's see. Oh yeah, we switched to a different part of the day here, where this time we're going to. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna fix up a bit of the cave section, lining them up and connecting them here. Also, there's the part from an earlier track that had like a split path here, but we're gonna remove that split path entirely. So there's that. So here, now comes the whole connecting the caves together, which didn't really work too. Oh, never mind. We're first going to do this since I want this turn to be a little less tight, since it's going to be angling in a slightly different direction later on. So there it goes, slightly different direction, and also it's doing random stuff that I thought would be good or something. Alright, here we go, the cave section. So I find it really hard to work with closed spaces because you can look through the cave ceiling obscures everything. So this makes editing kind of annoying. Here we go. I think I'm just gonna do it the easy way and just extrude the edges, honestly. There it goes. Extrude those and just scale them in. Simple, easy. However, it turns out to be not that easy because they don't line up, because they're not equally the same height at every point. So I have to manually like adjust this, and it doesn't line up at all. And then I had to go ahead and manually merge these things, which took forever because I have to do it on every single one of these vertices, which is fine. So this is going to take a minute. Sped up, it's probably still going to take a minute or more for me to fill this up. Monotonous work is the best, right? Oops, missed. I alt-tabbed accidentally. Yay, great. Monotonous work is the best type of work. So I hope you guys like the background music or something. Yeah, I can't not talk over it though, because I'm going to get copyright claim, but... Alright, there we go. That's the cave section filled in, and then we have to continue the bottom of it. Never mind, I continue with the top of it instead. Making it fit with this thing that's already there, which means it's pretty darn tall, as you can see. I tried using the what's it called? I don't know, the multi-edit tool, like where it takes more, where if you edit, it takes some of the stuff around it with it. Didn't really work out, so I had to manually do a lot of stuff here. Oh well, manual editing is fun, right? But there we go. As you can see, the textures don't look good, so that's oh, that's gonna be later because I want to continue this part first. So how am I gonna make this work? Because like geometrically speaking, how is this gonna work? So I want to have like a gap, a wall. If you don't hit the ramp, you're already out of bounds, by the way. So you can't drive down this section, which is just gonna end in nothing really. But yeah, so that's there. If you miss the ramp, you're screwed. Well, you can't really miss the ramp. If you get sniped on the ramp, you'll fall down the waterfall and you'll get kind of out of bounds, I guess. So here's me trying to figure something out. Didn't have anything out of bounds yet. I just decided to use a rock wall. I'm gonna add like fall boundaries later on. At the very end of the editing, we're gonna do fall boundaries. So that's not gonna be a problem for now. Using the Blender automatic fill tool to just do this real quick. Not caring about these. Like honestly, I can try to make it look more detailed and look better, because, but like it's the Wii. The Wii doesn't have that much power, and honestly, who's gonna like care about the entrance there? You're gonna have to look backwards and be really specific. Like, oh man, I wish this section had more detail in the walls, but the track already has so many vertices anyway. Alright, I tried to texture it, but turns out this front section is terrible. So instead, I'm gonna just, as you can see, it also doesn't line up, so I just decided to make it the crystal texture, the crystal wall texture inside the crystal cave section from Mushroom Gorge, as you can see. I think all of these textures are from Mushroom Gorge actually, but here we go. So it's gonna become that one. It's gonna line up perfectly, so I'm glad that I chose to do this instead, because as you can see, it's gonna line up perfectly since I can do that using the vertices snapping tool. There it is. It fits perfectly. And I think it looks a lot better than what it was just then. This line is there for some reason, but let's see what's left. Oh, fixing up this cave, which is fun, right? This didn't work out as planned, so this is gonna be another 10 minutes of me, probably 20 minutes. I don't know. You can see the time in the bottom right, but it's gonna take a long time to edit this to make this work properly, to make it look good. Like, I mean, like this section, no one's gonna care about this, I think, but I want to make it geometrically at least looking reasonable. So and I didn't like how it looked right now, because if you look on the outside you can see all the edges and it's like really weird there. But that's just me. I'm just, I don't know, call it like fake OCD, but like so I instead made a subdivision in this section of the wall to make it look better. Oh, never mind, there it is, there's the subdivision, so to make it better, so we can have more triangles to work with, and that can make the geometry look better. The more triangles, the less sharp the geometry gets, which is exactly what I needed here. I didn't really want to see that on the inside, because that's when there where the wall of the cave starts is going to be a texture cut, and I want that cut to be kind of hidden behind the other wall, so that's why I pulled some of the vertices backwards a little. And then it comes to aligning all this, which is a pain. Texturing can sometimes be a pain. Sometimes it's really easy if you just have standard stuff, but now I edited everything and it's not too great. So here you can see a very slow. Look at the left side, look at the right side. You can see the left one is just perfect squares, and this one is just yeah. But it works out in the end. So there it is. I saw this look kind of weird, but I think I'm not gonna keep it this way. So now I'm actually gonna do a little fly through of the level. Since I changed the layout, I want to like see how it would how it entirely looks. So here we go. We're going down here. Oh wait, I forgot to deselect everything. Here we go. So we're gonna go down this thing right here. So this is gonna be like a little playthrough of the level, since I'm not gonna export this right now. It's not finished yet, but here we go. So as you may know, I skipped the entire section from here to the town area. So there it is. It was just a really long, boring section in my opinion. So there we go. Through the town. The shortcuts are all intact. Like, it's the same thing, just rotated slightly differently, but it shouldn't change anything. And then going down that waterfall, I think it looks really cool. Like, and you go into like this, you see that mushroom appear, and like wow, and you suddenly appear in this cave. The ceiling isn't there because, again, I said having ceilings on caves, it just makes it really stupid to edit. And then we go from here into another little cave section, and then I want this to be a cannon of some sort. I don't know like what I'm gonna do here. There's gonna be a really long cannon actually that brings you like all the way back over here, and then you turn right and then turn left. Kind of. Give me any ideas what you think to be for the cannon to be. I want the cannon to be basically, I think, a cannon like along the moving minecarts in like a big long minecart section or something like that. That you can see the minecarts move beside you while you shoot through the cannon. I don't know. How am I doing? Oh, I'm gonna like try the shortcuts using the camera. So yeah, the shortcuts are still. Wait, never. Oh wait. Oh, I want to look at the background here. I think I made this background look pretty cool. It's very undetailed, all just flat textures, but I think it looks pretty neat from far away. Because of the parallax effect. And I'm gonna go through a few of the shortcuts here. Oh, actually, I'm gonna show you this shortcut. Oh, my computer's going into freaking sleep mode. I turned off the screens because I wasn't moving for like 10 minutes with the mouse. Fantastic. It's still recording, right? Yes, it's still recording. Imagine it just stopped and just deleted everything. But yeah, there's a little cave section with a few boost panels just to make this path the fastest, even if you use a mushroom. And then you can land over here, and then you can, like, for example, you have more mushrooms, you can take this shortcut. Wow, and then there, and then you can take this. I already did this like in a lot of like older videos. You should check it out. But that's that. I think that's basically it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think I should add for the big cannon section in the description below, comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.